Hello, Club Enrollify. Welcome to another Friday of quarantine. Super excited to be here for another FRIdeas video. Today we're going to be talking about how to find qualified prospective students during COVID-19, strategies, tools, and resources for enrollment marketers during this time. All right, I'm going to dive right in here. So first and foremost, okay, one of the things that people are asking me, that people are asking lots of different gurus who have much greater followings than me is, hey, should we be pulling back on media spend? How do we rethink our budgets? We're really scared about seating the class of 2020, let alone the class of 2021. And I'm just here to tell you that unless you're Harvard, can't even say their name, or Stanford, don't stop marketing. Now is not the time to pull back on your campaigns. I'm going to explain, and really the purpose of this FRIdeas is to talk to you about how to save more money and how to spend more responsibly. But the reality is, guys, unless you're a big brand name institution, you're not going to be able to afford to not not continue to spend. But right, we're here to show you today how to spend smarter. All right, we're going to give a bunch of shout outs and I'll use a lot of examples for graduate schools right now. Shout out to Christina from George Fox and other listeners who have requested that we kind of throw in a few more grad-specific examples. So we're excited to do that in this video's edition. So just check these cost per click terms before logging onto this video here, guys. And you're looking at anywhere between $30 and $50 at a cost per click for terms like best MBA programs or online graduate business programs. That's a lot of money. And if you are one of the schools, if you're a business school and you're targeting these terms right now, this is exactly the kind of thing that you may want to reconsider and pull back from and think a little bit differently about how you might be able to still reach these qualified audiences without bidding so much because the CPC is so high. So we're really here to talk about today is how to get the best ROI from your digital enrollment marketing campaigns. So we got three kind of quick steps that will help, that they all sort of build on top of each other, but they really help provide a framework for us through which we can kind of wrestle with and think about and ultimately audit our current digital strategies and see how we might need to shift these strategies in light of shifting budgets. So first and foremost, and all these things are true outside of the context of COVID, but I think that they're just even more true in light of the reality that we're all living through. And so if you've let your SEO strategies, your paid search strategies, your digital strategies sort of just operate on autopilot, now is the time to call all of this into check, and we're going to help you do just that. So first of all, you need to understand what you've earned and where you've still got to pay to play. So your first objective here is that your SEO and your paid search strategies, throw in paid digital in general here too, must be aligned. There are no silos allowed, okay? What do we mean here? So first and foremost, if you don't know, right, already, what traffic you're winning on, what particular keywords, search terms, how people are stumbling upon your university's website or your specific graduate program pages. Here are three awesome tools. They all are free or have kind of free subscription options that you can tap into to get this immediate insight. Google Search Console, SEMrush, Moz, they're fantastic. They are all a little bit different, but they all help you get a really good sense of who's visiting your site, how are they getting there, what are the pages that they're initially stumbling upon based off of the query that they enter into Google. So first and foremost, your goal is to use these free tools. Like, I want you guys to do this right after this video, if you don't know this already, and get an understanding of how people are already finding you. That's step number one. Okay, moving right along here. This is super easy. If you just Google Search Console, they'll let you plug in your domain. You have to have a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, I don't really know how to help you, but there's an answer on Google, I'm sure. Anyways, plug in your domain here, and it'll start giving you these insights into, again, what are the specific search terms people are using to find your domain, what pages on your domain are ranking, etc. first and foremost, we want to understand, right, which terms are you winning on organically, right? And organically, just for anyone who might be confused, is a term that you're winning on without paying anything. So you're not, this isn't a paid search campaign, this isn't a display campaign, right? You have earned that SEO. Two, what pages are those terms leading the user to? This is really, really important, guys, because some schools, especially at the graduate level, tend to think that, oh, well, our homepage, right, is just obviously the page that's going to get the most traffic, and it might get the most direct traffic, but it's often not the page that gets that generates the most organic traffic. So get an understanding of, again, what terms are people finding you on, and what specific pages are those terms leading to. Then ask yourself this question. Literally go, and any of these tools that I just mentioned will allow you to do this. Click through to that page and visit that page, right? Does that page have what we call multiple conversion opportunities? Are there really good content offers? Is there an opportunity to, speak with an admissions counselor? Sometimes the pages that you're winning on organically, sometimes the pages that a user finds before they interact with your core brand might be a blog article. It could be a video. It could be a faculty profile, right, that is really, really outdated and needs some augmentation. But if that's the pathway that users are taking, first and foremost, to connect with your brand, with your domain, use that place, use that space as an opportunity to pepper in lots of different other offers that that user can engage with. Your goal, okay, right after this video, audit your winning pages and add content offers, content pathways, and conversion opportunities to those pages. Even if it's Dr. So-and-so's page, even if it's a page that you might not have the authority to edit yourself, go ahead, submit a request, figure out who manages that page, and I'm telling you, create a way to get your content, right, or valuable content peppered into those pages. All right, so we were just talking about terms you're already winning on. So this begs the question, which terms aren't you winning on that you really should be / have a chance at winning on? So in other words, what are the queries that people are putting into Google that you feel like your school, for good reason, should be winning on based off of these terms, and you're just really not winning on them right now for whatever reason? So this is a great graphic that SEMrush put out. I love this. And what they're essentially doing is kind of drawing this distinction between head tail keywords and kind of long tail keyword phrases. So this is what they call, a head tail keyword, something very general like tomato plant, right? Our equivalent would be something like MBA programs, right? Then this is a term that has a lot of high monthly search volume, meaning a lot of people are searching that in any given month. But, right, as you can see here, the conversion rate is relatively low because people searching for that term could be searching for it for a wide variety of reasons. But what's really neat is as you search for things like when to plant tomatoes, or in our case, best MBA programs in Texas, or why are my tomato plants turning yellow, or something like going to business school as a mom in Texas, as you get more specific with your particular query, there's a greater opportunity that you have to actually win on that term. So again, that search volume is going to be lower, right? Like you're looking at, if you can still get it in the 100 to 200 kind of monthly search volume, that's awesome. Sometimes it might be even lower than that. But the good news is, and what all the data says, is that if a user is typing something really specific, they're already further down in their decision-making journey, right? And so how can you capitalize on those particular terms? Because one, not a lot of other people are bidding on those terms, right? Or two, I guarantee that not a lot of other people have fantastic content on those terms. So this is a really great opportunity for you to come in, figure out what those keywords are, and start building content and maybe even designing ad campaigns around those particular terms. All right, so wrapping up section number 1 here, right? So here's your takeaway. This is your takeaway. Take a screenshot of this slide, make notes, etc. Number 1, find 10 to 20 long tail keywords that you want to win on but aren't winning on. So, something like going back to business school as a mom or whatever it is, right? Insert your geolocation here. 2, find 30 to 50 what I'm calling kind of medium tail keywords. There's probably a better technical term for this, but that's sort of that mid-tier that you should bid on, okay? So these are not the head tail keywords, right? These are not the keywords like best MBA. These are the best MBA in geo-specific area, or graduate business programs with flexible options, etc. Let me just be 1 second. My computer's about to die. Okay. There we go. Perfect. All set. Okay. Number 3, take the money that you would have spent on head keywords and hire a student or a freelancer to write content that will enable you to win on number 1. Okay. I'm dead serious about this, guys. Like, schools spend way too much money bidding on terms like best MBAs when most of you, quite honestly, might not have the best MBAs and or really shouldn't be paying to play at that level. So take that money, right? And that's going to be a sizable chunk of money. If you work with a digital partner, go say, hey, look, we want to stop bidding on those terms. We want to reduce your contract. They're not going to like it, but seriously, fight them on this. And instead, use that budget to go and invest in writing good quality content that helps you win the organic game on these long tail keywords. Oh yeah, and this is just a pro tip here. Again, look for terms that have about 100 searches per month and a keyword difficulty score of 70 or less. So in all those tools I showed you, SEMrush, Moz, Google Keyword Planner, they're going to give you a sense of how hard it's going to be to win on that term, right? So how hard is it going to be to usurp the people that are currently ranked first, second, third, etc. And if that score, if that number is numerical value is 70 or less, there's a good opportunity for you to win on that. And then finally, please stop bidding on your branded search terms, okay? I fight with people on this all the time. But if a user, right, is searching your institution's name, right, if I'm looking for George Fox MBA programs, right, do you really think I'm going to go and click on your competitors? Like, it just does not align with how the user thinks, right? It doesn't align with what we know to be true about search intent. So don't waste your money on that, okay? Moving right along. 2, create content for all 3 stages of a student's journey to enrollment. Do that keyword research before you start writing content. Don't just hire a freelancer, don't hire a grad assistant, whatever it might be, and just have them write on whatever topic they feel like writing on, right? The reality is a lot of the language around your programs, a lot of the way that your program pages are written, copies written, etc., isn't actually how people search. So get an understanding of what terms or what queries are people like me, your prospective students, actually putting into Google so that you have, and then how can you design content around that so you can win on those terms. 3, design compelling ads and steal ideas from people. Seriously, like I'm going to show you a couple of tools that we use for this, but like just steal ideas from people and create really good compelling ads. Your objective, your offers must be aligned with a user search intent, okay? So whatever I'm putting into Google, I need to see an ad, a search, whether that's a search ad, a display ad, a digital ad, or whatever it is, right, that aligns with my search intent. What does this look like, okay? We use this slide a lot in our presentations. If you have seen us present, if you've seen me present at like a NAGAP or whatever, you've probably seen this slide before. But I love it because it's really important, right? Awareness, consideration, decision. Rough 3 stages of the enrollment journey. If a user is searching, can I get a master's with an unrelated bachelor's degree? Serve up an ad, serve up an offer that aligns with that intent. Versus when they're at the decision stage, if they're comparing your institution with a competitor institution, make sure you have an ad copy that is relevant to that particular stage. All right, I know that this might be Fisher Price to some of you guys, but people don't do this. I don't know why, but schools don't do this. And this is exactly how you save on click-through rates. This is how you save a ton of money. This is how you increase your contact acquisition, right? And this is also how you build pipelines for years to come, and we'll talk about that in a second. So concluding this section, stop with all the calls to apply. Don't just advertise or bid on keywords around applying to program X, Y, or Z. Launch resources and campaigns that are actually helpful. That should be R-A-R-E, not our. It's really late. 3, tap into resources like the Facebook ad library. I just want to show you guys this real fast because it's awesome. So look, you can go into, if you go to Facebook ad library, just Google it. You can go and Google and you can go and insert any name of any brand, okay? In our case, right, colleges and universities, and you can see every ad that is running associated with that brand. So like I just did Baylor University MBA programs for to give you guys a sense of kind of like what ads they're running. You can look at these ads, you can evaluate them, you can see what sort of copy they're using, what CTAs they're using, etc. And hey, if Baylor's a competitor of yours, do better than them, right? Or like if they're a competitor of yours and your ads don't look as great or aren't as compelling, audit your ads, right? Great, great, great free resource that everyone who's doing anything should be doing. And make sure that if you're working with a digital partner, make sure they're tapping into this resource, right? Call them out on it if they're not, because this is Fisher Price stuff right here, guys. All right, jumping back into the presentation, we're going to move quickly here. All right, number 3, know thy audience. And if you don't, so again, just backing up, right? We just talked about like understanding where are you winning from an organic standpoint, where are you not winning, where you should be winning that you need to design ad campaigns around. How do you design ad campaigns appropriately to respond to user search intent, right? So creating good, compelling content, making sure that you're aligning that content campaign with the user's queries, etc. Now it's all about, okay, how do we find the people that we want to promote that really good, compelling content to, that we want to promote those really, really beautiful ads to? Audience profiling is really, really important. And there's this awesome new tool called SparkToro that Rand Fishkin, who started Moz, he's sort of kind of like the father of at least contemporary SEO, if SEO is even old enough to have a contemporary version of it. But very prolific speaker, writer, awesome dude, and he's given us early access actually to go test out their platform. I just want to show you guys a couple quick things here. So SparkToro is this audience intelligence tool. It basically helps you get a better understanding of what are the actual resources, digital resources, social profiles, etc., that your audience, your target audience, reads, taps into, is influenced by, etc. So what I just did, right, this is what their platform looks like, is I said, let's say, again, you're sticking with the MBA examples, you're an MBA program, and you know that you're, based off of a survey that you did to a bunch of your current students, that they all subscribe to the Morning Brew newsletter, okay? So what's really cool is you can say, okay, my audience frequently visits, this website. You could say they follow uses this hashtag, they view this social account, they use these words in their profile, and I did Morning Brew, okay? You search. Then what's awesome, guys, is it shows you what the percentage of that audience. So the percentage of audience that views Morning Brew, right? 11% of them also read content on Business Week. 10% of them also read content on CNBC. 10% of them also read content on Market Watch and Southwest Airlines, etc. So what's super cool here, right, is, and this is just social here. You can look into podcasts, right? So of the people that read content on Morning Brew, how many of them listen to podcasts, and what podcasts do they listen to, right? Oh, wow, 9% of this audience listens to all CNET audio podcasts versus CNN Business Now. And what's super cool, guys, is you can add all of these targeting selects to lists. You can download those lists, and then you could literally like upload these lists into your Google targeting, or hand them along to your vendor and say, look, like, forget just geographic audience targeting. Like, this is true psychographics. Like, here are the people. We know based off of real data from our students that they all subscribe to Morning Brew. If we want to find other prospective students for our MBA programs, rather than doing just guessing and testing, right? Like, let's use a resource like SparkToro to get this insight. And why this is also great is, like, a lot of schools have been asking recently about like podcast advertising and like, oh, hey, should I sign a contract with this media outlet, and is it really worth, a banner ad on their site? What sort of traffic do they get, etc. What's super cool is now you can just plug all of this data into SparkToro and get like a real deep insight into what sort of content, other content formats, other brands are influencing your target audience. So I love this product. Again, I think it's still sort of in a beta. There are a couple things that I think they're still tweaking. Just another couple things is they have this cool compare audiences feature where you can say, all right, compare an audience that visits this website like CNN.com versus an audience that visits MSNBC, and it'll actually show you what sort of overlap exists between those audiences. Like, for example, 10% of the people, let's just say, that subscribe to Morning Brew also subscribe to The Hustle, which is another business, tech newsletter, etc. So really, really cool stuff, guys. Really robust information on audience profiling. If you want to learn more about this, contact me, and we can talk about this more, and I can put you in touch with Rand. Anyways, moving right along here, I'm wrapping up here, guys. I know this has been a lot, but I really do hope that this has been helpful. So when it comes to paid campaigns, right, what was the whole point of showing you SparkToro? Toro is a Latin club that my wife loves. Anyways, the point of showing you SparkToro is that when it comes to paid campaigns, the magic is in audience profiling. So you have to know where to go and how to reach your audience, right? Audience profiling in 2020 has never been more important. This isn't just about geospecific targeting selects, guys, or basic psychographic targeting selects. You need robust profiling so that Google, right, other display networks, whatever it is that you're using, can serve up the right content at the right time to the right people. So here's what you need to do. Make a list of the terms you're already winning on organically. Use SEMrush, right? Use Moz to get deeper insights here. And make sure that you understand how people are already finding you. I think I showed this slide already, but it's important to kind of just reiterate here. So it's really, really, really crucial, guys, that when we think about how to save money for digital advertising, right, as we're evaluating everything, as we should be, right, it's the prudent thing to do as an enrollment marketer right now, to pause and to reevaluate things. But I really want to strongly encourage you guys to not stop marketing, but that doesn't mean to not take a real hard look at your marketing efforts, right? Where is ROI actually being generated? What keywords, search terms, audience selects are yielding real meaningful results, and which ones aren't? And if you want any help evaluating that, or you just want kind of an opinion or someone to bounce ideas off of, happy to hop on a Zoom call or a FaceTime session just to give you guys my honest feedback. If for whatever that's worth. But thank you guys so much for being here. These are some additional resources for prospecting that you can tap into that we covered in this session. If you're not already in the LinkedIn group, go ahead and join the LinkedIn group. Subscribe to Enrollify, share this content with a colleague, and get some much deserved rest this weekend. All right, guys, take care.